Easy. Have you met me? So I'm sorry, this is going to be kind of a long one in comparison to all the other things, so just bear with me. Children are chronically scared of the dark. At one time or another, we've laid in our beds, looking into the open space of your room, seeing the void of black and having a deep fear that something will jump out and grab you. You tuck the covers under your feet so nothing reaches up from under your bed and grabs you unexpectedly as you sleep. This, I feel, is a universal fear, but over time, you slowly outgrow it. The nightlight is removed from the outlet by your bed as you claim, "I'm too old for that." I remember my first night without my beloved pink nightlight that projected Disney princesses onto my ceiling. I kept telling myself to be brave. You are 12 years old. You do not need a nightlight. Well, I've gotten rid of the nightlight. I have not, in fact, gotten rid of my fear of the dark. Hi, my name is Andrea Galloway, or Andy, as most people know me, and I'm your 2023-2024 Farragut FFA chapter president, except not for long. I could not be more proud of Farragut FFA, the place that I have gotten to call my home for the last 4 years. I have watched my chapter flourish, and I am so proud in each and every one of the members. As for me, I've been able to go do some pretty cool stuff this year. Being East Tennessee Regional FFA President, serving as a National FFA Delegate, and running for state office have been some pretty amazing experiences that I will never forget. But none of those things happens because I kept myself in the dark. Let's look at the dreaded time in every single person's life, the beginning of freshman year. For me, freshman year was absolutely horrible. We were just coming out of quarantine and most of my classmates were doing online school. I was completely and totally in the dark. I had no idea where I was going or what I was doing, but there was one light in my day. My first block agriculture class with Miss Tay Watson. Well, back then she was called Miss Case, but I guess we can call her Miss Watson now or whatever. Who knew that one class would change the entire trajectory of my life and lead me out of the darkness of high school by showing me the light within myself? During my time in that class, I was able to go from the shy, quiet freshman who sat in the back and would cry if you called on me, to begging to do public speaking and talk in front of the class and do presentations just so I could talk more. Next thing I know, it's my sophomore year, and Miss Watson is asking us about FFA and what we can do with it. That is the year I became vice president of my chapter and competed in my very first competition, the Veterinary Science CDE. I competed in my very first competition and I was so out of my league. I was so in the dark and I was terrified of going into this competition not knowing really what I was doing. As I walked into the testing room, I was an absolute nervous wreck. My hands were shaking, my knees were weak, my arms were heavy. But as I took my test, every question that I answered, I started seeing the light. I started getting to the end of that test and noticing that I did know the answers, which was a new experience for me because I suck at test taking. But as we got out, that nervousness started to bite at me again. What if I failed my team? What if we don't make it to the next phase of the competition, and will that be my fault? But we did make it to that next step. And I was so proud, I was so pumped, and I got into that interview and I put everything that I had into it. I saw the light within myself, and we competed in that competition, and we got 6th in the state, our very first ever competition. When I saw that spark within myself, it slowly made me less scared of the dark. Like when you turn off the lights downstairs or down the hallway and you start running to get away from the things in the dark, I started running towards that light that I saw. I chased that light with all that I had and did everything that scared me. Everything that made me think of the dark. Public speaking, interviews, tests. I was doing literally everything, all because I was shown the light within myself. A burning passion for FFA and agriculture that will probably not go away anytime soon. Through all of this, I discovered my passion for agriculture education and decided to be an agriculture teacher. If it wasn't for that intro to ag class my freshman year, I would be on my way to being an English teacher. Now I'm on my way to the University of Tennessee at Barton with Miss Riley Baker, Go Skyhawks, all because someone didn't give up on me and showed me the light that I had within myself. Now, as most people do, I tend to fall back into that darkness. I let other people's words get to me and tear me down, and oftentimes I let my own self-deprecation tear me down, making me think I'm unworthy of any of my accomplishments. I know many of us can relate to that, even be belittled by our own words. I let those cling to me like a wet blanket, and I let those words kill my light. But a wise woman once told me, Andy, you need to stop letting everything get to you. You need to be like a duck. You need to just let all that crap roll off your back. Don't even let your own self-deprecation darken your light. You are a mighty duck, Farragut, FFA. Let all of those things roll off your back and be the light for yourself, so that those around you can be the light as well. Many of you have been the light for me. One moment in particular was earlier this year when I lost a family member that was extremely close to me. I was once again thrust into the darkness, and it was really, really hard on me. Many of you stepped up to the plate, started leading meetings in my absence, and showed me your light in small acts of kindness. I remember the day that Anna Kaufman came into my class with a tall red bag with tissue paper shoved in the top of it haphazardly. Inside was a note, 2 tea candles, and a very large vanilla candle. In the note, she told me that when she lost her dad, she would light a candle when she missed him or she wanted him there. This one act of kindness, of someone reaching out into my darkness and handing me their light to help guide my path, showed me that I don't have to stay there. There are people who want to be there for me and be the light in my life when I can't be the light for myself. I want you all to take a moment. Look within yourself and look for that light. That light of passion, of determination, of bravery, of confidence. I want you to hold it in your hands. There are all types of light, just like there are many, many types of people. We all have a different light burning inside of us. Some may be a little tea candle, or some may be a giant stadium light. But we are all equally just as important and necessary in the world. Imagine trying to play a sports game illuminated by only candles, or trying to eat at a nice fancy restaurant, but what's lighting your plate is like the school lights, that are in the classroom, that are those like giant LEDs that make your head hurt. Yeah, that's what's lighting your dinner. As you shine your light into the world, don't ever stop being bright. Even a tea candle has a purpose, and you need to fulfill that with everything that you have. Whether your purpose is to be an ag teacher or a veterinarian, to own a nursery or a horse farm in Texas or Oklahoma, still undecided, but we're still looking into that. You have a light that is all yours, so shine that light in whatever you do. Life may seem really dark right now. What competition will I do next year? What classes am I taking? Which college am I gonna go to? What's my major? How long is she gonna continue talking? Can she please just stop now? Or, what officer position am I gonna get next year? Take a moment to reflect. Look inside yourself, find your light and hold it in your hands. Look at your future and fill it with your passions, your bravery, your light. Be the light in a world filled with uncertainty. As you light your dark future, make sure to share that light with others around you. Holding a door for an old lady or helping the people around you are many ways that you can share your beautiful light with the others and make a difference in the world. I love this quote that I found while I was doing research on this whole little speech thing, and it's by Mary Ann Radmacher, and she says, As we work to create light for others, we naturally light our own way. People see the way you live your life, so live your life with all of the passion and compassion that you can. Be the light for the people around you who may need a helping hand. Be the light in your own life and let your own path toward success. I know the future can be scary. There is uncertainty, and personally, I don't like looking into my life and not knowing what lies ahead. But through my challenges in FFA, I have learned that you can't live in the darkness of the past or the future. What you do with your light now is what matters. Take life and live it to the fullest. Be like a duck and just let it roll off your back. Farragut FFA, don't be scared of the dark, be the light.